What is it with you guys? It is Zeelon here. So Energy Assault is still working on the big update, and I figured this is the perfect time to actually give my list on the guns that Energy Assault should add. Now, I'm not going to waste any time talking. Make sure to go leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, let's get started. Wait. Before we get started, make sure to go join my Discord. Link is in the description. And yeah, that's it. Bye. So first gun we have is called the FAL. Now the FAL is basically a gun in Phantom Forces, which I have played with before, and I can tell you this gun is like basically a heavy gun. So if they actually added this gun to the game, I would say the walk speed should be slow. To balance that out, it could have like a higher damage, and it can like kind of cost more. I would say probably cost more than the VSS, but cost less than the XM8. So yeah, I would say the FAL should have a, let's say, a 32 damage. The fire rate should be about 660, and then the mag should be about, I would say, 25. Let's move on to the next gun. Now next gun we have is called the Groza. Now the Groza is a solid AR. It definitely has to have a slow fire rate, not that slow, but like, you know, as slow as like the AK-47 for example. But yeah, my stats for this gun should be a 23 damage, a 550 fire rate, and a 30 round mag. So yeah, those are my stats for the Groza. Let's move on to the next gun. Now the next gun we have is called the Asval. Now the Asval I think should have a very high fire rate, and it should also cost less than a Chris Vector. Damage wise, I think it should be in the middle, like not too high but like not too low either. And yeah, the Asval should have a 19 damage, a 1000 fire rate, and basically a 26 round mag. Now next up we have is called the Mag 10. Now the Mag 10 I feel like should have a high recoil, because in real life it does have a high recoil. Now I also feel like it should have a high fire rate as well, and you know, a slightly higher damage, not that high but a slightly higher damage. And yeah, that's basically it for the Mag 10. Now I'm gonna give this Mag 10 a 17 damage, an 1100 fire rate, and a 30 round mag. And since it is a fast firing gun, it should be on the cheaper side, maybe cheaper than the Uzi or the UMP. For example, the Tommy gun is basically a classic, you know, it's in almost every FPS game, and it would be a good addition to have in Energy Assault. So the Tommy gun should obviously have a high mag, okay? And the walk speed I would say should also be kind of slow, because the Tommy gun is a heavier SMG. I would say the Tommy gun should have an 18 damage, a 750 fire rate, and considering it has a high bullet capacity, it should have an 80 round mag. Now, one shotgun they need to add is called the Remington 870. And honestly, I feel like it should cost more than a sawed-off, but cost less than the AA-12. But yeah, I feel like this gun should have a 90 damage, a 110 fire rate, and an 8 round mag. The next gun we have is called the Stevens DB. Now, I'm gonna call the Stevens DB for short. So yeah, the DB, I definitely wanted to have 2 rounds in the mag, just like Phantom Forces. And to trade that off, it should have a very high damage, you know? That's what I feel like. Now I'm gonna give this gun a 135 damage, a 140 fire rate, and a 2 round mag. Alright, so we're going to be moving on to the LMGs. Now, the first LMG we have is called the HK21. Now, I feel like the HK21 should be the best LMG in the game. And if it's going to be the best LMG in the game, it should cost a lot of credits in my opinion. And it should also have a lower walk speed, just like the other LMGs in the game. So yeah, I would give this gun a 23 damage, 800 fire rate, because you know, in Phantom Forces, it does have a high fire rate and a 150 round mag. And yeah, it's definitely going to cost more than an M240, you know, way more than that. It should be around the same price range as the AA-12 in my opinion. Next LMG we have is called the RPK. Now the RPK should have a slow fire rate, but also in turn should have a higher damage. Now the damage on this gun should be a 30, the fire rate should be a 550, and then the mag should be a 35. Price wise, I would definitely make it cost lesser than the M4, but also cost more than a P90. Let's move on to the next category. Alright, so our first sniper we have is called the Mosin. Now the Mosin should be a lightweight gun, and every shot you take on this gun, there's a reloading time, so I feel like they should add that in Energy Assault. So yeah guys, for the Mosin, the damage should be a 55, the fire rate should be a 250, and the mag should be a 9. Now the next sniper we have is called the Haycat. Now the Haycat I feel like should have a slow fire rate, but also it should have a higher damage, and I think it should have a slower walk speed. Now the Haycat should have an 80 damage, which is a little bit higher than the M82, and to balance it out evenly, I think the fire rate should be a 30, and then the mag should be about a 6. But yeah guys, that is it for today's video. This is just like a short quick little video on me explaining what kind of guns Energy Assault should add, and let me know if you guys want a part 2 for this video in the future. Let me know down in the comments below. It's your boy Zeelon. I'm out. Peace.